Well, we're back. Just micro adjusting. So anyway, just so we got everything straight, it's March 13th, 2022. We're getting ready for the Northern California National event coming up. And we're just micro adjusting the new test bike I have from the Bay Area BMXers. Bike's called a BABS. And we've been playing around with it a little bit. Crossed over basically all new parts onto the new build. Decided to put the bars from my GT on the new build versus the new bars that I had. These are 30 inches wide. I just come from big bars. I've always ran the long bars. Back in the day, if you want to go way back, we used to take broomsticks and we would cut them down and use them as plugs, and that would give you an extra width. From there, I went to the factory side of it, and a company in Florida, MCS, they would weld on tabs or maybe 25 to 50 millimeters extenders on. And then also too, there was a little trick thing we used to do also too. You could have them a little bit forward or a little bit back, and that gave you a little bit more leverage coming out of the blocks. So anyway, long story short, 2022, those days are gone. Everything's factory built and set up already. So I decided to go with the 30-inch bars just because that's what I've been running since I was, probably 17 expert. Right now, I flipped the stem to bring it down to race height. Alliance Chiropractic, the guy's a former AA pro from Boss Racing, Dennis Balch. He's actually going to race intermediate, so it's pretty cool. I mean, he should race expert with Pistol Pete and Billy Griggs and the rest of them, but anyway, I get it. He's a doctor, he's got kids. I flipped the stem down to race height because he's got my back stabilized to where I can run a lower bar and actually get more power and pull and, just the way the bike should basically be set up. With the higher bar, you lose power and the bike tends to wheelie out of the gate. But it's really good for your lower back, so, you got to decide. So anyway, since my back's stable, I'm going to raise the bars up. I'm just going to put the little, 2 millimeters shim in the bottom because it's just a tad bit low. And I want to play it safe, once you're over 40, you're better off playing it safe than going with what's, traditionally the bar height. So we are going to add this little tiny one, if you can see on film. Everything's, anyway, so it's probably about 2 mil. And we're going to add that in there, slide it down, drop the stem back on it. Wow, what a difference. But actually it does make a difference, especially on the L4 and L5 lower back vertebrae. Then we put it back together, we reassemble it, tighten down the fixed bolt, and voila. So anyway, good week of riding. Haven't been riding hills or anything like that, just been going to the track. Haven't been really working on track skills, just trying to ride my bike, really. It's kind of weird how it changes. This week, went to the chiropractor today, feeling pretty good. No clicks or pops, which is extremely rare. So what it meant was I'm still in adjustment. So my body's like kind of adhering to the training that I haven't done since 2006 MBO Grands. So like he mentioned to me, my chiropractor, he said, yeah, looks like, things are starting to stabilize. You're getting back to your, quote, young ways again. And I go, yeah, man, it's amazing what the body can do. I'm kind of like healing myself. It's not going as fast as I want. Dude, I'm 6 months into this shit, you know what I mean? I was chatting with some females at the Donnie Robinson's track, Napa BMX, here in California, and you know, they're getting of age. They're 30 something women age, 36 and over, whatever women's classes. And, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm out here, you know, keeping the rust off my hips, you know, because what I've been feeling is my hips. Everything feels good, but my hips. And Chris Mad Dog Muller, you know, he just had somewhat double hip surgery, so you know, I don't know what's going on, but you know, I know my hips hurt, so I might have to go get that shit checked out. So gotta watch out. Gate starts are bad for your hips once you're over 40. But anyway, this setup's feeling pretty good. Bar height feels about right. I put on these like imitation croupy pedals since you can't really get croupy pedals, and if you do find them, they're like $300. So I went with these basic ones, cages, and they feel pretty good. You know, I'm sad to report that on my Shimano Saints, I bent the pedal shaft on the start side. You know, and I don't know if that's from just like, I mean, I'm not that strong, but you know what happened happened. So. I just think that they weren't made for chromoly cranks. With these Shimano cranks, there's a built-in flex because there's aluminum. There's a lateral flex. With the profile chromollies and then screwing in a pedal that's meant for aluminum cranks that has a little bit of, you know, float, I think that's what the issue is. So it's not that it's a bad pedal. I just think, you know, it's two different mechanisms in terms of the material. These aluminum DXRs are designed for those pedals, and they work together. You know, it's a built-in float. But when you put that pedal, you know, once again on a heat-treated chromoly crank, something's got to give, and the pedal shaft gave. So anyway, Chad Roberts at Shimano sent me a pedal shaft replacement. But by then, I had already went and just got these croupy imitations, and so they're feeling pretty good. When I review the pictures on my wall, like this little Hall of Fame setup I got, this is only one side, there's another side over here, and then we got the back wall behind me. Not a big garage, but you know, 200 square feet, you know, it's just a small condo I have here. I've been here 20 years, 21 years. Anyway, these feel good. And back to what I was saying, the pictures on the wall, most of the pictures I have, I'm running cages. And so that kind of surprised me. So as much as I thought I was running the quote solid billet pedals with the pins, 90% of my pictures up here show me with cages. So it's kind of weird. So yeah, looking around, I just go, wow, cages, cages, cages. So we'll see what happens. I'm really thinking about switching over to clips. I put on my road pedal clips the other day, and it felt like I was too much on the ball of my foot. And so we'll see from there. And then I have the SPD models, the older ones, like what Kyle Bennett ran, you know, like in 04, 05, Bubba Harris kind of generation clips. Those felt a little bit better. So we'll see what happens. And then I've been talking to some new school people, and they're like, "No, you want the HT pedals and whatever shoe combo that goes with that, where the shoe just fits flat on it." And I get it, because the Shimano shoe from 03 to 06, it fits pretty flat on the pedal too. Versus the road shoe that I tried, which I like because it's more solid and you're locked in. There's no float. You know, if you're going to be locked in, let's be locked in. But the point is, the shoe is like, it has a kind of like a belly on it, and it puts you on the balls of your feet, and that's cool, but it doesn't feel right, because you know, as a BMX guy, you want your feet flat, and it's definitely something I can get used to. But you know, once you're over 40, why do you want to get used to something? Spend a little bit more money and have something that you can actually just adapt to right away. So that's how I felt about putting together this bike here. The difference between this bike and my GT is that it's got a 1 inch shorter back end. The front end's the same 21.5. It's an XL. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, T, what are you running?" I'm 6 feet tall with a 30. My inseam's 33 and a half, or 33.5 if you want to go there. So a little bit longer legs, not so long of a torso, but you know, I still measure 6 feet. I'm weighing about 185 right now. My race weight used to be 198. I can't get back there. I don't eat enough. I'm not going to the gym like that. My body can't handle that shit. So this will be my race weight, 182 to 185. So we'll see what happens. I'm really thinking about putting my 185s back on this. I'm just not I'm not a 180 guy. I've been running 185 since I was 15X. The wall on the other side over here, the pictures, all the pictures I got 185s. I'm looking at the Boss bike. It says 1985 Boss Racing, okay? And I had 185s on that bike, it was 45, 16, 185s. And that's 1985, so do the numbers. There's another one I'm power wheeling over a jump in the Outdoor Reno National years and years ago. That was probably 1980, probably 85 again. Once again, 185 cranks, wearing George Anthill racing pants, if anyone remembers George Anthill, GA. So good times. So anyway, looking forward to doing an interview with Eric Sweets. He's putting out some good content these days. It's kind of who you know content right now. He's not going too public with it. But coming up this month, this being the 13th of March 2022, he's going to stop by the garage here, and he's going to take a look at the over 200 pictures I have archived on my own wall. Luckily, I was that guy that saved every picture, and here they are on the wall. They've come alive out of a shoebox, after about 25 years, so looking forward to that, kind of going public with that, and looking forward to bridging up with American MX Compound, so you guys can look that up. That's like new news, and so something you should actually know about, so there'll be more information on that later, but this is actually the big announcement. So American MX Compound is where you'll be seeing me soon. So we got big plans, big budgets, and things will be moving forward. May even be looking at a complete bike line, so stay tuned. And clothing line. So yeah, American MX Compound. So anyway, that's about all I got for you today. The bike setup's looking pretty good. Running the box stock rim because we're waiting for a disc brake conversion kit for the Babs bike, the area BMXer bike. And so anyway, they got a guy that's going to machine, and they're going to have their own kit, so that way the bike will come with the disc brake mount specific to the bike, so you don't have to shim it up and, oh yeah, you need this spacer and you need that spacer, and oh, if it doesn't align, then get this. We're not doing that. So at least they thought it out, and I was actually able to talk to the machinist who's actually machining these here in the U.S., Oakland, California, Solano Cycles, and so that's going to be an easy fix. So every bike will already have it attached, in the packaging, versus having to go to China. We all know what's going on there. Oh yeah, your parts on the water. Your parts on water. Yeah, you swim, get parts. You bring back. Yeah. So anyway, at least they realize that, and they're gonna go back to, making some low-key stuff in Oakland. So yeah, 500 pieces, that's how we do it. Cheers. We'll talk to you later. And hopefully they have a pro open class here in Santa Clara for the National, and you'll see me in lane 8.